What's up, everyone? I'm gonna check to see how y'all doing on a Saturday. Um, Hopefully, we get more people in here. We usually get a decent amount of people, but hopefully, this is a little bit more. So, some people are already coming in. Guys, let yourselves be known in the chat. We're gonna do an open forum for questions, and also, I'm gonna do my large presentation with you guys within the next week or so. Now, um, I'm doing a live space on X today. I was invited by someone to speak on the topic of astrotheology, so I'm going to be doing that. Um, but yeah, guys, open forum for questions. So that's what we'll basically do today. And that's about it. So who do I have in the chat so far? Nobody yet. Okay, guys. So ask away. So this is an open forum for questions, any kind of questions. Ask away. These are not pre-screened. These are live. And as they come in, I will answer them to my best of my ability, or to the best of my ability. So we'll just wait a little bit for people to come in. It usually takes a little while for it to warm up. So, what's going on, guys? What's going on in the world that you want to talk about? Please let me know how you all are doing and everything. Any question you guys want to know, astrotheology or any other mixed topics, please let me know. Excuse me. So, I wonder what you all are doing right now. You guys have families? Are you just chilling with them? Are you having breakfast? What are you all up to? Open question forum, guys, and I'm going to make a couple announcements today, too. So we're just chilling and waiting. Let me see if there's something I can share with you guys in the meantime. Hold on. I got into an argument yesterday with someone online about how America was not built as a Christian nation. And it wasn't. I'm going to show you that right now. Okay? Christianity is the most perverted system that ever shone on man. That was Thomas Jefferson. I have found Christian dogma unintelligible. That's Benjamin Franklin. This would be the best of all possible worlds if there were no religion in it. That's John Adams. The Constitution is the guide which I never will abandon. George Washington. The U.S. was founded on secular views, but it's even deeper than that. And the day will come when the mystical generation of Jesus, by the Supreme Being as his father in the womb of a virgin, will be classed with the fable of the generation of Minerva in the brain of Jupiter. Thomas Jefferson in a letter to John Adams. What influence, in fact, have Christian ecclesiastical establishments had on civil society? In many instances, they have been upholding the thrones of political tyranny. In no instance have they been sent as the guardians of the liberties of the people. That's James Madison. Another one from James Madison is, the purpose of separation of church and state is to keep forever from these shores the ceaseless strife that has soaked the soil of Europe in blood for centuries. James Madison. And then this is my favorite one from Thomas Paine. The Christian religion is a parody on the worship of the sun, in which they put a man called Christ in the place of the sun and pay him the adoration originally paid to the sun. So America was not by any means founded as a Christian nation. And the religious people that say that it is just don't know what they're talking about. Lori's here. Hi, Lori. Lori, I'm doing an open question form. If you have any questions that you want to ask, please go right ahead. Anthony's here. Hey, hey. What's up, guys? I thought I'd do a Saturday morning one just to see where you all are at. And if you guys have any questions, I'm doing an X space later today at 3 p.m. If you have a Twitter or an X, I should say, you can come and follow. And I'm going to be doing an open Q&A, and we'll see what happens, to be honest with you. So just wanted to share with you guys that I got into an argument with someone because all the religious people are always like, America is a Christian nation. We need to find a Christian. It's not. The founding fathers didn't want it, and that's all that matters, really. I don't care what you think. The founding fathers thought this. Is Jesus also Lucifer? I'm starting more to think this. Well, without understanding astrotheology, and I'm not insulting you, that's not what I'm trying to say at all, Anthony. I'm saying without understanding astrotheology, someone could come to that understanding. Revelation 22:16, Jesus calls himself the bright morning star. Well, the morning star is Lucifer. Lucifer, morning star. And the morning star is actually Venus. So there's two morning stars. You have Venus that announces the arrival of the sun every morning. And then you have the sun, that's another morning star that comes up. Are they one and the same? No. Jesus is the sun, Lucifer is Venus. But they are both morning stars. So you have to understand that. They're crazy. Absolutely, I'm still exploring this. Okay, guys, keep up with the questions, please. Yes, okay, because I'm seeing both of these. Yeah. A lot of people will say that Jesus is Lucifer or Lucifer is Jesus. That's incorrect. If I were to show you yeah, let's do this one. Let's share this one. Anthony, I'll share this for you real quick. Hold on. I'm just going to read Lucifer's part. Lucifer, he is known as the light bringer. Genesis 1:3. And God said, let there be light. How can there be light without the light? Think about that. Lucifer is immediately mentioned in the Bible, if not by name, but by action and purpose. Lucifer is also known as the morning star. The morning star is also known as the planet Venus. The reasoning is, if you go out and look at the sky just before the sunrise in the east, you will see a bright light directly above it. That's Venus. It announces the arrival of God's only begotten Son, the light of the world. Lucifer is also known to have a pentagram. That's his symbol. Continuing with Lucifer as Venus, if you follow Earth and Venus's orbit around the sun in a year's time, 1 year's time, they almost connect at 5 points. You connect to get the pentagram, and this is what it looks like. Okay, this is the pentagram. This is Earth and Venus, and the 5 points that they almost touch, or the 5 closest points that they're at. So I hope that answers a little bit. Good answers with a lot of info. Thank you. Thank you. Renee's here. I haven't seen Renee in a while. Hey, girl. How are you? So, guys, let me ask you a question. What do you think about me doing my long presentation at some point this week? What do you think about that? My long presentation that I just read from, basically. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but definitely want to do it. Just trying to figure out what day. So, guys, ask questions, please. I would love to answer some questions right now, to my best of my ability. Does the hexagon also signal 666? It does not. I'm not much into. Where's the book? This is what you want to read. The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life by Junvelo Melchizedek. This is the book you want to read to understand sacred geometry, sacred patterns. Yeah, this is the book you want to read, guys. Fibonacci, Platonic solids. Yeah, this is what you want to read, guys. The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life. 666, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. We're all carbon-based. That's the sign of the man. Also, it's the numerical amount of Nero, who a lot of people say the Antichrist in the Bible was. I'd love to have you one with me to discuss a few Gnostic texts. Which Gnostic text would that be? Let me know. Try to work for a few. I've known this stuff since the 80s, but learning new stuff with you, Micah. Thank you, Lori. Guys, also remember, and please remember this, it's important, because I see the demographics that follow me. I get to see the analytics. I am turning 41 this year. Okay, so there's very real possibility that y'all might know a lot of stuff that I haven't gotten to yet. So I just want you to keep that in mind, that if you are older and if you are more esoteric, you might see things a little bit differently than other people. But please keep asking questions. I see this also the more I start seeing this in explanation. Okay, I've seen this book never in person. You can get it on Amazon, Anthony. It is the best book to talk about sacred geometry. It's a 3-part series. I've only read the first one, and when I read it, I wasn't even ready for it, to be honest with you. Y'all ever get some like wisdom or knowledge that you're not quite ready for, and you read it and you're like, okay, this is interesting. This is a new topic I don't understand, but you don't really realize the significance of it until later down the road. It's kind of how I was with plasma physics. The Book of Thomas. I could do the Book of Thomas. I've done the Book of Thomas. It is okay not to know and to have open minds when learning new things. That's the idea. Here's a good one. Can you expand further on escaping more of the white light trap upon death by turning back away from the light? What's the source text? You're asking about something that is extraordinarily hard to prove. Many writers, all you have to do is look up reincarnation trap and start reading about it, and that will come to you. It'll show you that. I am 64. Wow. Yeah, so you got 24 years, 23 and a half years over me. There's no way that I know as much as you. There's no way. But I appreciate you here. So I'm 38. This is what the internet is for. It popped up, and I'm super into Pythagoras too. Pythagoreans, sure. But did you know that there was a Sumerian tablet that explained Pythagoras' theorem 1,000 years before he was given credit for doing it? Now, Pythagoras is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That was already discovered 1,000 years before in Sumerian tablets. You can look into that, to be honest with you. It's just hidden information, and it's like giving credit where credit is not due, is what it basically is. And people just don't look at history books, and people just don't read esoteric knowledge, and they just assume. I want more discussions about what Jesus said about turning Mary into a man and what all that means, really. You'd have to be more specific because I don't recall that. Um, Give me some scriptures. All right, guys. So I like the people in the chat. I like you guys very much. I enjoy talking to you every day. Just like to. Well, today's X Space is going to be interesting too because that's at 3, so I got what 4 hours. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to be doing that. I expect a lot more pushback from people on that. Not so much on these. But thank you guys for spending your Saturday mornings with me while you're doing whatever it is you're doing. Grandkids, kids, just anything, whatever it is you're doing. So, what else is on your mind, guys? I quit smoking, guys. I'm using nicotine patches. It's been a couple months now, but after smoking for as long as I did, I'm just trying my best here. Bert Ehrlman says the Bible is all forgeries. Kip Davis says the Dead Sea Scrolls are too. When you say forgeries, can you elaborate on that? Because one, they do exist. Number two, these are just stories. So it can't really be a forgery if you think about it because it's not a true text. It's not a fact-driven book. But if you've been watching me, you've been seeing all the astrotheology in all of them, so they were all written the same way for a reason. I read books here and there, always been a bookworm, was born in Christ, reliant, religion. Yeah. Yes. I hope you've read my series, Lori. I catch this when you're live at work for a few minutes. I do my best to interact. Anthony, I see you here. Yeah, and I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. I truly do. I know you can always watch this later, of course, but this is why I do the lives because I want people to see that I'm not a hack and that I'm answering questions to the best of my ability in real time. Whether I know it or not, or I can point you in the direction of the right information. What are you doing on the space? Astrotheology. I'm going to teach Twitter it. It's going to be interesting. I'm using patches and zins right now. Well, K, this is called Lucy. And you can't really see it because it's... But I find these better to be than zins. These are also 12 milligram instead of 6 milligrams. Zins are capped at 6 milligrams. The doctor is in the house. Good job with not smoking. Thank you. Mary's here. Hello. Narcissism and how it affects your birth chart. I'm dealing with a narcissist and I cannot figure this person out. That's more of a question for an astrologer than it would be for an astrotheologer. We both use the same stuff, but it's different. We're like cousins in science. It's like becoming a doctor, right? and then you go into your specialty field. That's basically what it is. They all have that same base knowledge of everything, but then you go into your specialty field, and that's where it is. And that's where me and Priscilla, for example, split off. That she's able to read the charts, and as she explains it to me, I'm able to understand with my knowledge. I just don't have that knowledge in my head. Um, but narcissism, I'm sorry you're dealing with a narcissist right now. Remember where the word narcissist comes from. Narcissus was a man who fell so in love with his reflection in the water that he stopped eating, he stopped drinking, and he died. That's what narcissist means. That's the Greek story of it. If this person, I can't tell you what to do if you have to deal with this person or if you don't. I can't really help on this, and my astrologer is kind of taking time out from everything. But just remember that word and remember how powerful it is, because words do have meanings. I had to go look. It starts at verse 114 of the Gospel of Thomas. The stories were stolen, names and places were changed to fit a new narrative. Well, of course. Of course. Noah's Ark would be, hold on. These stories were stolen. Noah's Ark, Epic of Gilgamesh. Right? Story of Job is actually older than every story in the Bible. Absolutely. Stories were stolen, names and places were changed. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's all that's ever happened. They're all telling the same exact story, Uncut Funk. The same exact story. The sun through the 12 signs, what the 12 signs mean, they built a story around it. I'm an author. If you told me, take these 15 or 20 words and build an entire story around it, that's basically what my work shows. I will read your books very soon. I appreciate that. Guys, also, my book series, Into the Rabbit Hole, on Amazon. It's 8 books for now. I'm writing a 9th. They're not very long. They're like 250 pages each. But they're packed with information. The kind of information that you guys ask me every day on these lives. So I would love for you guys to read them. One at a time or whatever's best for you. Good job, quit smoking. Wow, I'll have to check those out. Micah, did you hear about every American SSN was hacked and released to the public together with a total of 3 billion people? I did. But guess what? What are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Nothing. This is either ushering a new age with central credit, or nothing will happen. But yeah, Social Security numbers are a dying field. The system that we're born into, and it's called the system. Do you know why it's called the system, guys? Do you know what the system was, where system comes from? The education system, the schooling system, the system of education, all these systems. What the system was in ancient Rome, it was the channels that pushed the piss and the shit out of the city and into the water. That was called the system. It really hasn't changed since then, guys, has it? But yeah, if you would look that up. What are we going to do about the Social Security hack? Everybody's is out there. There's nothing you can do to plan to fix it. It is what it is. To be honest with you, I'm looking forward to the collapse of everything. Um, I think we're going to rebuild stronger. And I think that when all this kind of esoteric information gets out there, people are going to take it more seriously. Are you going to be doing this every Saturday morning? Next time I'll have some good questions. Next Saturday, I'm going to be at Disney with my girl and her daughter and my best friend and his kids. So no next Saturday. But I can start working these in on Saturday mornings for sure. Sundays even. Osho explains the Gospel of Thomas very well with PDFs on the interwebs. All right, guys, this is like the 10th time someone's brought up the Gospel of Thomas, so I'm just going to bring it up. Hold on. All right, guys, I'm going to show you my work on this. Check this out. This is the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, Melchizedek, the Gospel of Philip, and the Gospel of Judas. I combined them all because these are all Gnostic texts, and I combined the astrotheology. So I'm going to skip the 12 signs, guys, unless you have a question, because you guys are pretty much my regulars. So the Gospel of Thomas. Permit whoever seeks never to cease from seeking until he finds. If those who lead you say God's kingdom is in heaven, then birds will fly there first. If they see it's in the sea, the fish will swim there first. The sea is a metaphor for the water signs Pisces, and the fish that swim in there are the two fish. Happy is the lion that a man will eat. The lion will become a man. Cursed is the man whom the lion eats, for that will become a man. Talking about ingesting an animal and their components will become part of you, or part of them. However, in astrology, the lion is the sign Leo, the sign of the man is Aquarius. Those are opposing signs on the zodiac. Man is like a skilled angler who casts his net and draws it up full of fish. Talking about Aquarius, the sign of the man, and the sign of the fish, Pisces. These are connecting signs. If you're a man and you're fishing, or you're a man and you're a merman, for example, that's Aquarius, the man, and sees the fish. Those are connecting signs. If you're a mermaid or you're a woman fishing, Pisces is the fish, Virgo is the woman. Those are opposing signs. So you see how they're all either connected one way or another. He who has ears wide open, let him hear. The sower went to sow. He filled his hand with seeds and scattered them on the field. This happens in Taurus. When you see the bull in the sky, you put the plow on the bull and till the land. Jesus replied, I am no longer your master because you've drunk from living water. You've enlivened by the bubbling source which I've caused to flow. Jesus being the sun throughout the zodiac, Christianity was in the time of Pisces. The living water is the sign of Aquarius, the man with the flowing water from the pitchers. Jesus no longer rules Pisces. There is a new religion. And there's plenty of examples where he talks about the New Age or for example, the book of John. He talks about going into town and meeting the man with the water pitcher, Aquarius, and follow him to his house, the zodiac house of Aquarius, where Passover will take place in the New Age. Jesus replied, it's like a grain of mustard, smaller than other seeds, but when it falls on plowed ground, it grows a large stem and shelters the birds. The seed comes from Virgo, the lady with the wheat stalk. When it falls on plowed ground or land tilled in Taurus, it grows. When the corn ripens, he comes in haste, sickle in hand, and reaps. He who has ears wide open, let him hear. Well, what is this saying? He who has ears wide open, let him hear. Corn is typically harvested, especially in September, or Virgo, which is the lady with the wheat stalk. That's what he's telling you. His disciples said, "Show us that place where you are. We need to search for it." He answered, "If you have ears, then pay attention and listen." They're always asking him, "Where are we going to do this?" or "Where are we going to do this?" And Jesus just gets annoyed. He does. He's like, "If you have ears to hear, pay attention to what I'm saying. Then you'll see the Son of He who is the living God, and you'll never need fear again." The Son of Man this is the sun in Aquarius, the sign of the man. I am the light above them all. I am the all. The all issues from me and reaches me. The sun reaches everything. The kingdom of heaven is like a good woman who takes leaven, hides it in dough, and bakes loaves. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. This is talking about the woman Virgo who carries the wheat stalk. Virgo is when the woman would bake the bread. The kingdom of heaven covers the earth with glory, but mankind fails to see it. The kingdom of heaven is the celestial heavens, what makes up the majority of the Bible, yet people don't have eyes to see or ears to hear. And that's the Gospel of Thomas, guys. That's the Gospel of Thomas with astrotheology. So let's see what else we have here. So Victoria, what did you think about that? Okay, on Twitter. Okay. Lucy, I've never heard of it. Let's see what other questions we have. One sec, guys. I escaped one that had her grip in me that it wasn't until she went to jail and felt the release. Okay, I figured that, but you're very smart. Thank you. I just have a particular set of skills. Like Taken, right? I have a very particular set of skills that makes me a nightmare for certain people. That doesn't mean I know everything about everything, though. Yes, it's my mother. Oh, boy. Okay. All right, Renee. I feel you, too. I have the same thing going on in my life. I just try and ignore it for the most part. I just try and keep people around me that are peaceful. And it doesn't matter how I'm attached to someone, blood or not. I keep positive people in my life, and I try not to deal with the negative because there's no need to deal with that on Earth. Hey, Lori. Peace, y'all. Okay, Libby. We can't do a damn thing. Nope, we can't. So there's nothing to worry about, right? Because we can't change it. You can't change the past. Hakuna Matata, bitch. Right? What are we going to do about it? Are you familiar with Jason Brashears, Renee? That's Archaics, right? I've been on Archaics. Not his major channel, but his he doesn't have a what do you call it? A Patreon, I don't believe, or maybe he does, but he has something called a Player, Playeur, and that's a certain streaming system that my work has been featured on. And he told me that he doesn't agree with the very beginning of my presentation, the carbon dating time, but everything else he's on board with. So yes, I don't really know Jason, but I can reach out to him. Is there any reason you're asking? So literally always represents a septic system. Correct. That is the word system. That's what system is. Yes, the rabbit hole, great stuff. Wow, septic. Yeah, you guys learned something new today. All these systems, they're all shit. Yep. I'm going to read this in real time. As far as implementing certain principles into everyday life and working with others, like understanding the dynamics between my child and all, is that more of an astrology topic? It is. It is. It is. That's what you need an astrologer for. Guys, if you need a good astrologer, when my astrologer comes back to the internet world, I will let her know. Off topic, but do you garden? Um, I do not. My girl does, though, and she's incredible with it. She's incredible with it. Yes, I do the same to combat negative. Yeah, one of the biggest secrets they don't want you to know in life, guys, is you don't have to take anyone's shit. You don't. You don't have to take anybody's shit. You don't. And you just have to remind yourself that. And then you can start making changes. So So, guys, do you have any more questions, guys? I love this chat going on, guys. I haven't followed Bashir's work, Archaics. I hear he's a very smart person. I also heard that there's some negative stories connotating to him, some like bad seed stuff. I don't really pay much attention to that, to be honest. He was always nice to me, and he shared my stuff. Septic, exactly. So, guys, who do you guys follow that I haven't been on that you would like me to reach out to? Are there any shows? Are there any topics? Also, what did you guys think of the Book of Thomas that we just went over? Did that cover a lot of information for you guys? Again, I went off the assumption that you guys are my regulars in these chat rooms anyway, and you guys know the 12 signs, so I didn't show the 12 signs. So if something got a little confusing, I apologize. But I hope that the Book of Thomas was a good breakdown for you guys. I'm not sure what you were looking for specifically, but regardless. So, guys, I'll give you a little while to get some more questions out before I end this. Please feel free to ask. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions, so I'm going to get going in a minute. Are any of you going to be around for the X space later? I have to watch again since I got on late. Septic is also very toxic. The Book of Thomas has always been among my favorites. You guys remember the movie Stigmata, right? With Patricia Arquette? That was about the Book of Thomas. Split a piece of wood and I'm there. Unearth a stone and you will find me. That's the Book of Thomas. And at the time Stigmata was made, it was the closest words to the actual words of Jesus as they were saying. It was a very controversial book when it came out. We only figured it out. We only discovered it like not too long ago, to be honest. far as that goes. Yes, X space later. Perfect. All right, guys. Well, I had a good morning with you. We had a decent amount of people here. He has a good heart like you. He just wants to get the truth out. I've got no problem with Brashears, with Archaics. I think he's a very deep person. He's interesting. He's someone that I would like to start getting into, but I just don't have the time for. Check out All to Love TV YouTube channel if you like Daily Tarot. MJ is smart. I don't really get into the tarot, to be honest with you. Be back later. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for spending the morning, and I will talk to you soon. Maybe I'll do a live tomorrow. So talk to you guys soon.